Now at 6, a new park ordinance in Joplin may have a direct impact on the city's homeless population. Plus, a crash in Joplin leaves a motorcycle driver with serious injuries. And road repairs and restorations continue in Pittsburgh thanks to a street sales tax program.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A new Joplin city ordinance banning camping in public places sparks concern among citizens who say it targets the homeless. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Tanya Bach. KOAM's Ty Parks talked to residents and city officials to get their reaction.
Joplin City Council recently passed a city ordinance about camping, specifically camping in the park.
We modified our park ordinances to reflect that there are no camping activities. We don't want people that are camping. There's trash, there's litter that's left behind, so we try to manage those different things for the betterment of the community as a whole. So we do make adjustments to those policies from time to time.
He tells us why the ordinance needed to be changed.
I think there were clarifications within the park ordinances that we need to make. We've always had a no camping policy, but it didn't really go into any detail of what really is camping. So we added some additional language that focused on, the accessories or the paraphernalia of camping, like tents and tarps and sleeping bags.
Some citizens have been concerned that the new city ordinance is aimed at people experiencing homelessness.
When we come across anybody in the public parks that may be violating one of the ordinances or violating one of our laws, what we do is it's always on a case-by-case basis. We'll interact with that person, try to figure out what's going on, try to get their identification to make sure they're not wanted, things of this nature. And if they are actually doing something that violates the law, we'll enforce whatever that law is. If an arrest is made, we will make the physical arrest, and then their property goes with them to the jailhouse.
We speak with a citizen about what they have seen with regards to police interacting with people in the park.
So my personal experience in interacting with both law enforcement and park rangers is that enforcement is being handled with compassion, but it is also being enforced. So that, help make sure that the right people are in the right places at the right times. But I've had the opportunity to visit with many of our park rangers and the officers that frequent this area, and I'm so thankful for their heart for the people that are here.
The old ordinance said the police would look for a shelter for someone they found staying in the park, and if they refused and said they were going to stay in the park, the citation would be issued. The new ordinance says the citation will be enforced.
Everybody's treated equally, and the laws and ordinances are enforced equally across the board. So if you can be Keenan Cortez, jaywalking, you're going to get approached by JPD. Or you can be John Q. Citizen jaywalking, you're going to get approached by JPD. Now that doesn't mean everybody's going to get a citation. We try to sprinkle in a little bit of compassion and common sense into what we do, but we're going to enforce our ordinances because they're in place to make Joplin safe.
In Joplin, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
And recently, the city of Pittsburgh passed a similar ordinance concerning camping in public places. Well, meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us with a first look at weather.
Well, temperatures are in the upper 80s today. We hit about 89 before we're starting our cool down for the evening. Still feels like just about 90, but that is just a nice change of pace from what we've seen all summer long. Now temperatures are going to continue to drop down through the 70s and getting down into the mid 60s with our overnight low hitting about 63 to 64 degrees. So a cool, crisp Saturday morning for us. Now we're going to be mostly clear skies. You can see a few clouds out there south of I-44, but the rest of us, not really a cloud in sight until we get into Saturday. Now you can see we have a couple of spikes throughout the morning, and then here in the afternoon and early evening, just this isolated showers, not quite getting into the scattered shower chances, but isolated showers Saturday afternoon and evening. That's going to bring temperatures even lower as we start next week. I'll have those details coming up.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. A motorcycle driver is recovering after a crash yesterday afternoon in Joplin. Authorities say the crash happened near West 7th and Chestnut Avenue. According to the report, the motorcycle and a car were both traveling eastbound on 7th when the motorcycle crashed into the back of the car. The motorcycle driver suffered serious injuries. He was taken to an area hospital for treatment. The driver of the car was not injured. Projects are ongoing in Pittsburgh as the street sales tax program continues to fund repairs and restorations on roads within city limits. The street sales tax, which has been utilized for several years, combines tax dollars with funds from the Kansas Department of Transportation. The purpose of the program is to dedicate funds specifically to the renovation and repair of city streets.
Overall, the city street sales tax has passed 3 times now to continue support for this program. City staff does a great job with the resources we have, and overall, it's been a positive for our community.
According to the city of Pittsburgh, funds are split between different types of repair, like preventative maintenance and major rehabilitation, to maximize how far that money will stretch. We'll have more on this story coming up on KOAM News this Sunday night. Well, our sports team continues its preview of area high school football programs. Ryan Blank takes a look at Miami's program and the War Dogs' chances for success. That's coming up.
We take a sneak peek inside of Pitt State's newest art exposition. I'm Lonnie Walton in Pittsburgh. I'll have that story coming up.
Pittsburgh State University says that with a brand new semester comes brand new artwork. The University Gallery in Porter Hall is now showcasing what some call a captivating collection from the 1900s by artist Diane Bronstein. As Lonnie Walton reports, organizers say it's a unique opportunity to connect with timeless artistry.
I spoke to a couple of Pittsburgh students who say if you want to free your mind, this is the place to be.
You can send any sort of message that you want, and literally anybody can understand it because it's a visual medium.
I think it brought me a lot of peace and comfort when I was in high school.
Evan and Alyssa are art students at Pitt State University. They say artwork is their life. Professor James Oliver says students like these can expose themselves to a new exhibit by Diane Bronstein called The Unreal City.
He combines mixed media work with vintage photographs and fibers to embroider over the top of the photographs.
The embroidery is everywhere in this museum.
Most of her photographs, just anonymously, finds them at thrift stores or sales and that kind of thing, and then responds to them with the embroidery over the top.
I've never seen anything like this before, and every time I see a new exhibit, there's always just something so unique about it.
This is like very good use of embroidery and like old found objects.
The students are getting a wealth of knowledge with these exhibits.
Regularly, we have students that help with installs and deinstalls, so they're learning art practices.
It's just kind of really inspiring just to see like the personal direction somebody can go in with their work.
Leaders tell me if you happen to miss this showing, there are several throughout the academic year. Reporting in Pittsburgh, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
The Unreal City exhibit is free and runs through mid-October. A little later, Rodeo Miami leaves the chute with fun for the entire family. We'll take you there live.
And some weekend storms bring us a false fall next week. I'll have those details right after. Temperatures these last couple of days have been pretty average, which is a nice change of pace from our upper 90s that we've been dealing with most of the summer. But we're going to get even cooler than that next week. Now let's take a look outside. Currently, downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, we got mostly sunny skies, though a few clouds still out there. Now, clouds are sticking around for the next couple of hours, but you can see we don't have any rain chances tonight. In fact, we don't have any rain chances until tomorrow afternoon. So we do get to enjoy a nice evening and a nice morning on Saturday. Now today, temperatures got up to just about 89 degrees. This slightly below average, just by a couple of degrees, and our low, a couple of degrees below average as well. Now, we haven't seen extremely cool temperatures this summer yet, but that's going to come to a little bit of a change next week. We're going to be in the 70s, and it all starts with rain chances on Saturday, which clearly we need some rain chances because this drought is just creeping back into the area, experiencing just high temperatures that we've been seeing most of the summer and not as many widespread rain chances. It's just continually growing. So you can see Monette down to Cassville, out to Branson, this moderate drought, but all the yellow that's pushing further into our central counties, mostly just dry conditions. But thankfully, again, we do have rain chances starting tomorrow. Might get a couple of isolated showers there early in the morning, but really we're seeing more chances later in the afternoon, mostly holding off until after 5 p.m. on Saturday and into Saturday evening. Now, most of these storms are going to be out near Joplin, but mostly to the west of Joplin. So a lot of us aren't going to see as much rain on Saturday, but we all get the effects of it, bringing those temperatures down from the 90s to the upper 80s on Sunday, and then even into the 70s starting on Monday. All right, so taking a look at our future track, 6 a.m. on Saturday, we've got southerly winds, so we are seeing those temperatures creeping back up on Saturday, a couple of degrees warmer than what we saw today, but that front is starting to push in by early morning. Now, it's a dry front, but we do have storms behind the front. Now, here comes some clouds and that cold front. And then later in the afternoon, these little isolated showers start to pop up, but our heavier threat of rain coming in later again after about 5 to 6 p.m. Now, this is 8 when it makes it into our central counties, just to the west of Pittsburgh, a nice little isolated storm, and then our more widespread rain chances start to creep in as well. Now, again, these are mostly staying in southeastern Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, and then just clipping the Joplin area and then continuing to push out further south out of the area. And then we're back to mostly sunny skies Sunday. Now, Monday, it's going to be in the upper 70s, but we have rain chances all day long on Monday, starting early in the morning. So even though it's going to be in the upper 70s, it may feel like it's in the upper 60s to low 70s, so it might feel a little bit cooler than the actual temperature. We're back into the low 80s throughout the rest of the week and upper 70s, and we have rain chances consistently all week long. Hopefully going to see quite a bit of rain accumulation by the week's end. We definitely need some rain.
Yeah, we do. But, you know, even with these like chances of rain and stuff, it's bringing our temperatures down, and we're going to love it next week. All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, if you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, Rodeo Miami is back in town. Now, this is a live look from the Miami Fairgrounds, where preparations for the rodeo are underway. The event brings all the excitement you would expect from the 14-time ACRA Rodeo of the Year. Tickets are available in advance or at the gate. Rodeo Miami runs through tomorrow. Still ahead, the Chiefs cap off their preseason schedule tonight. Sports Director Ryan Blank sat down with the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holthus, to preview position battles to watch. And the Miami War Dogs will start the season with multiple quarterbacks under center. We'll have the details coming up.
The Chiefs wrap up their preseason schedule tonight against the Bears, with position battles taking center stage. With 53-man roster spots up for grabs, players at every position are looking to show why they belong in the red and gold. One of those key battles is on the interior offensive line. With starting left guard, that spot is up for grabs. While 3 guys are competing for the job, all eyes are on former second-round draft pick Kingsley Suamatia, who continues his development at the position after making the switch from tackle to guard. Earlier this week, I sat down with the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holthus, who broke down this battle.
Jalen Moore now getting an opportunity to play left guard. You have Mike Caliendo, who ended the season last year at left guard, and then Kingsley Suamatia is trying to make that move over there. For Kingsley, this is an important end. These last days that will go up to the game in Brazil are really important for Kingsley. Not only to work on his own technique as a left guard, but to work in concert with Creed on his right and Josh Simmons on his left, because teams are going to bring the kitchen sink at those guys. TT twists, TE twists, delayed blitzes, all stuff that's very wicked and takes 4 to 5 years sometimes to figure it out. Kingsley's got to get this down.
Another position battle to watch is at wide receiver. The Chiefs entered camp with 14 receivers and usually keep 6 or 7 on the final roster. Kansas City has most of their receiving core set as well, with Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith-Schuster, and rookie Jalen Royals, leaving 1, maybe 2 spots up for grabs. And for those looking to clinch one of those final spots at the position, it isn't just about your play on offense, but also on special teams.
Tyquan Thornton has been the camp darling. Nico Remigio is the best returner we've got. And if you're going to be at the bottom end of the 5th, 6th, maybe 7th receiver, you've got to be a 3-core or 4-core special teamer. So Thornton has got to prove that he can be a gunner, he can cover kicks. And Remigio has done that. And then you throw in Brownlee, Jason Brownlee. He's kind of been camp darling 2.0. But he also has to prove that he can play every receiver position. You have to do that in Andy Reid's system and be a special teams, not only contributor, but an impact special teams player.
The Miami War Dogs are coming off their third straight winning season following an 8-3 record last year. And as the season begins, one position battle will highlight their first couple of games. The War Dogs are in the middle of a quarterback competition, and this battle features an experienced signal caller in Blaze Riley and then senior Hayden Connell, who's making the switch to quarterback from wide receiver and corner. Despite the season starting a week from tonight, the War Dogs are not rushing this decision to name a starter and will let their in-game performances over the first couple of weeks be the deciding factor.
They're both very coachable kids, worked really hard. The kids have responded well to the adjustment. We lost Sam Lillard to NEO, who graduated last year had 2 years experience there. And I think these guys have learned a lot from him and his leadership, and they understand what it takes to be that position and not only be the guy on the field but off the field as well. So we'll let stats and play take care of itself.
Competition's going well. I feel like it's going to be a good battle, very competitive on both ends between me and him. He gets to see us both making plays and decisions on the field and see how we do after we make errors. I played corner all 3 years until this year, and so I feel like I have an advantage on reading a little bit defenses.
As Miami works through their quarterback competition, two positions of strength this season for the War Dogs will come at running back and linebacker, highlighted by the return of two-way starter Eli Lewis, who injured his knee in week 3 of last year. And as Lewis enters his junior season, he's ready to make his return to the gridiron.
I'm very excited. It's been a long time. Just ready to get back out there and grind. I'm feeling great. We've got a great core of both sides. A lot of strong guys. We know what we're doing, and I think we're going to come out and make great plays on both sides of football.
He's the type of kid you know what you're going to get in, down and down out. I mean, you have to turn his motor off, or he only has one high motor and he gives effort. So we almost have to bring him off the field. He's not going to take a play off per se. So that's just his mentality.
Miami opens their season a week from tonight on the road in Arkansas against Elkins. The 30th edition of the Pigskin Preview is live, and you can scan the QR code on your screen, head to the KOAMnewsnow.com/pigskin, or download our free KOAM News mobile app to view it. When you're there, you'll see the logos for all the teams showcased in the preview, ranging from the high schools in Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma to the junior colleges and universities in our area. You'll see quotes from coaches, schedules, and season outlooks, along with much more. And as the season starts, you'll find our live scoreboard to keep you updated on the action every Friday night. You'll also find highlights as we hit the ground running to the area games this season. That's it for sports. We're back with more after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. A water main break in Branson fills the streets with water and sends 2 workers to the hospital. We'll have the latest. Plus, the Federal Reserve hints that a rate cut could soon be on the way. And we'll hear from some restaurant owners in D.C. to see how they feel about the president's crackdown on crime. Those stories and a lot more tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. But we're going to get some cooler weather.
I mean, something to look forward to next week. We're going to be in the 70s. Now, I call this, or all meteorologists call this, false fall, because we will be back to warmer temperatures before real fall hits, but we do have some rain chances sprinkled in there as well, so a little bit of everything.
In the meantime, another hot day tomorrow, though.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for watching. We will see you right back here at 10. Have a great evening and an even better weekend.